Case number 1, the QR code killer, part 2. 11 victims, 1 masked woman, a digital death trap using nothing but QR codes. Previously on case number 1, we met a mysterious woman who terrorized South Korea. Her weapon of choice, QR codes. But how did this seemingly ordinary woman turn into an extraordinary killer? And how were the police finally able to catch her? Let's find out. After the previous episode, the police were extremely confused. All the QR codes led to dead ends. There were no witnesses, and most of the victims didn't even know what had hit them until it was too late. But the cybercrime unit wasn't giving up. They managed to trace the hosting server of the QR code and found that it was being accessed through a series of burner phones. These phones were bought with cash at a local store and were only used for a few hours before being discarded. But the cybercrime unit was able to track down these phones through secure proxies. It was a long shot, but someone, somewhere, had to have left a digital breadcrumb. And when the trail went cold, they followed the only lead that was still warm. A store CCTV camera caught a blurry image of a woman in a hoodie pasting flyers all over the city. What was unusual about this was that she always wore the same pair of shoes. This small detail would eventually be the key to cracking the case. With this lead, the police now had a face to put on the case. They started tracking her movements, her online activity, and every place she visited. But the woman seemed to have vanished into thin air. She wasn't using any public transportation, and she seemed to be avoiding any form of digital transaction. It was like she was trying to leave no trace behind. But then something strange happened. Another victim came forward, claiming that he had seen a woman matching the same description sticking more flyers around town. This was their big break. Unbeknownst to the killer, one of the victim's apartments had CCTV cameras installed. When the police checked the footage, they saw the same woman from the store's CCTV entering the building. She was carrying a backpack just like in the other videos. As soon as she entered the elevator's CCTV lost connection due to a power surge. It was as if someone had intentionally caused the blackout. Was she expecting the victim to follow her? The police couldn't be sure. When they finally got access to the elevator footage, they were shocked to see the killer enter the apartment with a huge grin on her face. She had done it again. But this time, the elevator's CCTV was recording. This is what the killer looked like. Now that they had a clear picture of the killer, the police needed to catch her and fast. But this was easier said than done. She had no criminal record and no known associates. Plus, she had somehow managed to evade all of their surveillance attempts. The police decided to use her own methods against her. They created a fake website with a QR code that led to a decoy web page. They then released this information to the media as bait. Little did they know that their killer was watching closely. The moment one of their decoys was scanned, the killer responded. She thought she had struck again, but she had just scanned her own demise. They were able to track her back to her apartment where she had one last set of flyers in her bag. She was under arrest. In court, the killer showed no remorse for her actions. She testified that she saw her killing spree as a social experiment and that she believed she was cleaning society of weak-minded men. Her defense attorney argued that she should not be convicted for murder since the victims' deaths were technically accidental, but the judge wasn't having it. He sentenced her to life without parole. He called her a genius misused by darkness. Even today, the police warn the public never to scan unknown QR codes. The case of the QR code killer is a reminder that danger can come from anywhere, even a piece of paper on the street. For more such cop investigation stories, follow our channel Police Stories.